Simple machines. They're all around us, and what I would like to do today is introduce you to 6 simple machines so that you become more aware of the environment around you and the power of these 6 simple machines, which have been with us for a very long time. The inclined plane, the screw, a wedge, as you can see in this axe here, a lever, a pulley, a wheel, and axle. First, we'll discuss some basic definitions so that we can understand how simple machines have an impact on the world around them. First, energy. Energy is the ability to do work. Well, what is work? Work is a simple formula. When you take something called force and you multiply it by distance, force times distance, we end up with something called work. Force is simple. It's a push or a pull. If someone pushes me, somebody pulls me, that is force. An inclined plane, as you can see here, pyramids, is something that human beings have used for thousands of years to get an object from one place to another. The Egyptians used simple machines to build the pyramids. One method was to build a very long incline out of dirt that rose upward to the top of the pyramid very gently. The blocks of stone were placed on large logs, another type of simple machine, the wheel and axle, which we will discuss later, and pushed slowly up the long, gentle inclined plane to the top of the pyramid. And what you see here in this picture right here is, if you can imagine, a bird in a tree looking down at an angle at the pyramid, you would see an inclined plane or a ramp coming up the side, continuing up the side, and gently sloping up to the top. And that's how we believe that these large stones were moved up to these high elevations. This view over here is looking straight down on it. In other words, if the ground were flat and I were up and I were a satellite and looking straight down, it's that view. So you can see a short inclined plane right there, a longer, wider one there, narrow one rather, and a very long, narrow one there going up. So if you think, most of us are familiar with seeing ramps, handicap ramps or bicycle ramps. They are all inclined planes. Another example of an inclined plane, especially in your house, for example, if you live in a house that has more than one floor, you have to somehow get to the second floor. Stairs are a type of inclined plane. Anything that is moving you up at an angle is an inclined plane. Stairs, for example, would be easier to use than a ladder, which is not an inclined plane if it's going straight up in the air. Two new terms, work input and output. Work input is the amount of work done on a machine. And for now we will not worry about the formula, but input force times input distance is the formula to determine work input. Work output is the amount of work done by a machine. Formula for that, for future reference, output force by output distance. Mechanical advantage, a new term, and we spoke about it earlier, that the reason we use simple machines such as an inclined plane is so that we can sort of extend the ability of what we and what our bodies are able to do, just based on our basic strength. So an inclined plane, as other simple machines do, provide us with what is known as a mechanical advantage. So the mechanical advantage of an inclined plane is equal to the length of the slope divided by the height of the inclined plane. The inclined plane produces a mechanical advantage, and it does so by increasing the distance through which the force must move. So here we have an example of an inclined plane. This is the length, this is the height. The mechanical advantage of the inclined plane is equal to the length of the slope divided by the height of the plane. So in this mechanical inclined plane, the mechanical advantage would be a mechanical advantage of 5, because the length is 15 feet, the height is 3 feet, the length divided by the height, 15 divided by 3, would equal 5, and that would be our mechanical advantage.